When last we left our lone hero, Vasool, he had just spent the night with Selay Menzet, one proprietor, or I forget the actual name I gave her, but of the Chamber of the Guild Pact. You wake up that following morning, both fairly relieved and I think I'll just let you kick it off from there. How are you looking at her? How are you feeling?
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous.
I know.
And Vasool's nervous too,
Uh-huh.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, kind of like, I'll look at her and then look away if she looks at me, and just kind of scuttle around, hoping that she brings, you know, sparks the conversation up of what I'm about to talk about.
She plays along for a little bit. More like asking if you had a good night, and hoping that you're, and maybe I'll just dip into it. I hope your travels weren't too arduous this time around.
Lay, I'd go through any journey to make it back to you.
Well, that's good to hear.
I'm sorry, it's like it's Torin, but it's not Torin.
I know, I'm aware. Let me 1 second.
Are you gonna do the voice thing?
Well, no, I just got well, I got like a free trial to this voice changer thing. But
voice.
I don't think I see one that I can use at the moment, unfortunately. But let's see. I'm gonna change my pitch a little bit. See if that helps. Is that no? That's deep. Okay. How about there? There.
Oh, that's better.
That's better.
Okay.
Ish.
Yeah. I think I can do it. I think I can.
Okay.
If I giggle, just ignore me.
That's all right. I'll just go back to normal for now.
Selay,
Yes.
I've when we were, well, I'll tell you, I had a vision of Danza. Have I told you about Danza?
I don't believe you have.
She was the love of my life. She was my everything. I gave up so much to go with her.
You said was? What happened?
She was tortured, played with, made into a toy for a very terrible fucking creature. The same creature I was emboldened to, chained to for many, many years in the horse hobby. He took her down to his dungeon after she owed quite a bit in gambling debt, and just sported her for weeks. That's where I got most of my training, in the Underdark. I was looking for her. He killed her and left her body in just an open chamber halfway through a ritual. I didn't know what to do.
You already know that Selay is a fairly insightful person. And you can see as you're speaking, like she is picking apart your face, picking apart the situation that you're putting in front of her. This is no normal creature you speak of, is it?
No. I believe they're called vampires, these things. He runs one of the 3 sects of the Orzo, answering only to the... Oh gosh.
I feared as much.
Yeah. I was able to get out from under him after many years of work in the Underdark. I paid back Danza's debt, but I was still owed to the Orzal. And that's when I went to... I can't remember my angel's name right now.
That's okay. I've got you covered. Evaria Volos.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
To Evaria Volos. But Selay, seeing that vision, and after making a lot of money, I can't seem to feel whole. Nothing is replacing or even touching the joy that Danza gave me. I hate the Orzov and what they've done to me. How they made me feel numb for decades. I just need... I think I need to face the Orzov, Selay. And I met 3 angels who would be willing to help, as well as some other characters who have their own gripe with the Orzov. Selay, I think I have to do this for myself. I can't keep living for Danza. That's no life.
In my experience, I am the leader of the Chamber of the Guild Pact. But you have to find the time and the opportunity to be yourself and to do things for yourself. I think that's a good thing. I don't know if fighting against the Orzov is the most intelligent or wise course of action. But I think anything done in the right way.
What would be the right way?
Well,
have you seen what they do to people?
Yes. And that is one of the trickiest things. With the guilds the way they are now, with the tenuous peace that they hold, I became the leader of the chamber to to try and stem the friction. But as you well know, and anybody who lives in the 10th district has to know, or else they are turning blind eyes to literally everything around them, friction is almost all we have anymore. The fact that the guilds haven't turned on each other thus far is a miracle. It shows how much they are wary of each other.
And no small skill from you, Selay.
I thank you for that.
Especially after the whole building, the whole foundation of what we've believed for so long came crashing down on us.
Well, and I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for your help. And that of your
It
friends.
seems like a world ago, Selay.
What was that last part? Sorry.
Oh, that was like a world ago, Selay.
It
A
was.
whole other time. When Abe, one of my companions, died, he gave me a note that said he could see my heart there. And Snack, somehow she sees the best in me too. And somehow you. Your smile brings back some warmth to my life. And if you tell me to wait, I will wait to face the Orzo. But something inside of me tells me that whatever the end of this stream that we're on, facing these dragons, has to do with the Orzo.
It has to do with
I want to.
everything.
Yeah. I have something for you, though.
What is it?
Well, I have a few things. I can't attune to them, and I want to show that I'm changing. Not for anyone else, but for me. So I want to give you these two things, and I hold out my ring of shooting stars and my ring of telekinesis. And I'd like to give them to Selay.
As you hold your hand out, offering them to her, I am extremely flattered at the she holds out her hand.
And can I place them on her fingers? No, this isn't a proposal.
No, I know. As you gesture to that, and I don't think she mistakes it for that, because you have two rings, not one, and it's not in a box. So
She can't afford a box
she,
in this economy.
yeah, she first holds out her hand to just receive them, but you can ask.
May I place them on your fingers? Would you do me the honor?
As you ask, she gives a little bit of a wry smile and flips her hand over and holds it out, displays it out a little bit.
I take my time, putting the rings on her fingers and holding her hand. I don't look her in the eye. I'm just looking at the hand. And then, she has now the ring of telekinesis and the ring of shooting stars?
She does. Um, Give me just a second. Okay.
Yes, sir.
As flattered as I am of this gesture, I can tell that these, by your talking about it, are magical. Are you sure your friends wouldn't use these?
uh,
The only reason I ask is because I made you all the Hand of the Guild Pact, and if you can use them better than I already have quite a few magical trinkets, and I'll let you know they will just be pretty baubles on my fingers. They will not be serving me much, because I am also attuned to the
oh,
whole of what I can be. And
well,
although that these are pretty and useful, I won't be changing from what I have.
well, in that case, I just kind of nod my head and I take them off of her fingers and I put them back in my pouch. And instead, when I'm in my bag, I pull out a certain deck of cards. And instead of the rings,
Okay.
I would like to present Selay with this deck of many things.
She looks at it for a moment and is confused at first. Um, you're giving me a deck of cards.
Do you
And
want to pull one now?
and you ask her that. Let me do something real quick. You are playing with fire here, good sir. Okay. She is a very intelligent person.
Oh yes, she is.
And when you pull it out and ask her if she wants to pull one, she looks it over probably for a good 6 seconds, and you see each second her face starts to subtly give an indication of realization. You're asking me if I want to pull one. You know what that means, right? My entire life could change based on a card I pull from this deck.
Much like my life changed when you put a pin on my lapel.
True. And it could be good or it could be bad.
The choice is now and forever yours. This deck now belongs to you. It's not safe in my hands. I worry I would.
Oh, you've already had the intrusive thoughts, huh?
Oh yes. Oh yes. But I hid this from my party. They have no idea I have this deck. So it's really no loss. Whereas the rings, you are correct, they probably would be very upset if I gave 2 magic rings away.
The only thing I would say, because it is ultimately your choice, if you wanted to mull it over with them, I'm not saying you should or that you have to, but it may be a step in letting go of the Orzhov. I don't know. I know that you had to keep many secrets while harboring resentment for those who lorded over you still, in some capacity, do so to this day. I don't know whether it would help or not to try and share something this dire, because a deck of many things can be called nothing but dire.
Hmm. Hmm.
But either way, you should make that choice, because like you said, you need to find ways to be yourself.
I think I'm just scared.
We all are.
If one such as you is scared, I know I have to be.
It's less you have to be scared and more the times we live in are terrifying.
Hmm.
All I hope is that when that turn comes, we can come out better for it.
Hmm. Will you be here?
When? I'm always here.
Oh, you'll always be here
I mean,
in
I have
Precinct
to,
1.
I have to pop over to the different guild leaders here and then to smooth things over, assuage fears and doubts and general rivalry, but
What can you tell me of them now? I think we're going to be meeting with some.
what would you like to
For what
know? And
comes
that
next.
will
Okay.
dictate what I can tell you.
So question DM?
Yes.
Because I have my notes up, and the last time I had or a Ravnica session was in June 22nd.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, time flies, man.
So we uh we came back to the 10th district. This was after we dropped off Mocha, right?
This was the beginning of being in the 10th district is dropping off Mocha. So like as you're doing
Oh,
this, Snack had gone back to her family, had dropped Mocha off, spent the night there. Like that, when she spent the night there, you're spending the night with Selay.
I see. Okay.
And yeah, Abraham and Ezra are both. They had a meditation session, and Victor went off after waking up. So it was in the morning of that day. That next day. So basically, what you're doing right now, he went and served food at a homeless shelter.
Oh, Vic.
Yes, it was very touching, and I loved it a lot. But needless to say,
So
a lot of
why
people are
why did
gaining
we come back
inspiration for
here?
this little sojourn back to the 10th district.
Why why did we come back to the 10th district? Was it to drop Mocha
It
off?
was.
Or
It was to drop Mocha
okay.
off and then probably gather whatever necessary just paraphernalia in general that you want. And that might be the wrong word, but whatever items or basically preparing yourself for whatever road you have ahead of you. So what it sounds like is that people are going to go on the quest to try and free Amandra. Um, they are going to follow Ezra on that pursuit. Um, but
Ezra
we'll see.
is being carried away by a dragon, right?
Ezra, no.
Oh, We killed the dragon. That's right.
So yes, you managed to down the dragon that was that had
Oh yeah,
almost
we
carried
downed it.
her
Yeah,
off.
that's right.
Um, but you succeeded in getting it to get down on the ground and drop her. I think she died multiple times in that fight. Um, but yes, the dragon had reawakened after a period of being inert. Um, and then you all escaped by means of a Fey friend who had been disguising himself as Little Hoots, and brought you into the Feywild.
Oh,
Yeah, and you spend a little bit of
little
time there.
hoops. That's right.
Yes, you spent a little bit of time there. He kind of just screwed off as soon as you guys got in there. You spent a little bit of time there, and then the space you were in was like it had a few monoliths in it, and seemed to be some place of worship for a guardian of the Fey realm. Abraham dropped, well, first he painted a painting of everybody in that space, and then painted himself in afterwards, and left it there as an offering on the major obelisk in there. As he did so, the an apparition of the guardian came into view, Orbusk, who offered then a tuning fork for you all to be able to come back to this space, the space that you were in, as well as it was attuned to the material plane.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of
Beautiful.
stuff.
Beautiful. A lot of stuff. Beautiful though.
Oh yes.
My goodness. Okay. Considering what I know and considering Vasool's character, Selay, can you tell me about the Orzov's rivalries and weaknesses, their strengths? What are their current movements? Anything you can tell me about the Orzov would be really beneficial. I don't want to go and visit my patron, Ivaria Volos, if I can help it. I always leave a little lighter than when I went in.
that is all too true in any circle that you find yourself within the Orzov. One of the things, which I'm sure you already know, but each member of the Orzov has a certain charisma about them. Most of them are able to charm or be extremely charming to their compatriots as well as their underlings. Are you looking towards anyone in particular? Or are you looking more for... There's
Oh my gosh.
the three sects. There is the actual head, which is the Obsidet Council. So...
Oh, I had his name. You know, Torin, I wrote all of this down somewhere. And I, for the life of me, cannot find it.
That's alright.
And I talked to a woman who... Oh my gosh, okay. See, this is the problem doing this stuff in the middle of the day when you have other things happening.
Uh-huh.
There was a woman her and I kind of made not a pact,
Right.
but she wanted not the vampire guy, but the other guy.
Right.
She wanted him out, and she gave
Well,
me his name, right?
so she was talking less about one sect, and more about overthrowing the leader. Like she is aiming
Oh,
high. She has ambition. There's no doubt about that.
oh, the council itself.
Yes, she is looking to overthrow the opposite council because, in her words, they were a bunch of ancient and clueless old spirits that were far past their prime.
Well, she's right. Okay, so let's. Okay. Could you tell me about the council? Do you have dealings with the council?
I do from time to time, but the most notable thing is that the Obsidian Council, much like the leader of the Demir, keep to themselves far more than most of the other guilds. The Obsidat are quite happy having all of their minions do their dirty work and wallowing in the riches that they've hoarded over the years, and it continues to grow even to this day. They once again, I can't say too much more until I know exactly what you're looking for. Be-
Yeah. Oh,
because
sorry. You go ahead.
and you've noticed these before, but I didn't
Mm,
ever really mention them. Um,
mm.
she has tattoos. There's um, they're mostly just bands around her biceps. Um, but there is a total of, let me check something real quick. There's a total of 10. 5 in 5 on each bicep. Um, all of them are bands of different color. One looks whitish blue, one is blue black, one is black red, one is red green. They're all a mix of like 5 different shades, and that would be blue, green, red, white, and black. But as she's speaking to you, she lets you know, I am bound by oath to not divulge too much of any of the guild leaders. But if I know what you're looking for, I might be able to dance around the answer well enough to have you infer it.
Oh, the pressure. The pressure. What do I want to know?
I know.
How many questions can I have?
She shrugs her shoulders when you ask that question. She just mentions, I have some time. this morning. You can ask a few questions.
Oh.
Okay.
I want to start with the king revealed religion. What do you know of Ivaria Volos?
Of the three, she is definitely the most alluring. Although vampires have that certain aura about them, that enticing bit, Andros certainly has more of a hunter's mindset. Avaria wants to be adored, and she does very well at being adored. You well know this, though. She and this is where she takes a deep breath and thinks for a moment. I know that she has members that are less than pleased with how she operates. And I know that this discontent, much like any of the guilds, and so this is not exactly a secret, wish to turn the tables, put the shoe on the other foot. But whether they are having success or not, that much I cannot say.
Would I know who controls the giants?
It is less a means of control. Much like you, they have debts of their own. That is how the Orzhov keep their thumb on most. And those who are not, and are there by choice, usually are the ones collecting. There are precious few who are actually genuinely altruistic who reside within the Orzhov.
That's some good damn information, my boy. I say it to myself. In my head.
Understood.
Okay. Wow, that gives me a lot to think about already. Okay. Okay. Who is the Orzhov's biggest rival right now?
The Orzhov doesn't have many strong ties. They are... They are the purveyors of finance within the 10th district.
Oh, not
It's-
a lot of friends, huh?
Not a lot of friends, but the tenuous alliances they do keep are mostly with the Legion or with the Senate. They are the two that can use their finances to the full. The one who keeps the law and the one who exacts justice, or their version of it at least, upon the criminals of this world, I suppose. But they are the militaristic faction, and so a great deal must go into cultivating that. You asked who their enemies would be. Let me check that real quick, because there's definitely more so.
DM,
Yes.
the angels that helped us fight the Mind Flayer thing, or whatever they helped us fight again, the Dreadnought?
Yes,
Is that it?
yes. The Astral Dreadnought,
Were-
yes.
The Astral Dreadnought. Were they? She was keeper of the gate, right? One of them was warden of the gate? Or warden
So
of
there
the-
was the Warden, there was let me check that real quick. I'll give you actual titles. Where are we? Yes, okay. There was the Guardian, the Seer, and the Warden. The Warden was the mother to the Guardian and the Seer.
Right. The warden. Okay, sorry.
No worries.
I'll let you look up what you want to. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, and I can give you all their names too if you want that.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes. So the Warden was Vanaris.
Can you spell
In
that?
fact-
It might be easier to...
Yes, I will probably just type it.
Because I'm writing a shit ton of notes. right now.
I totally believe you. Okay, we've got Vanaris, Warden. We've got Varai,
Oh, nice.
Seer, and Varus. So, Guardian.
Such good names, man.
Thank you.
Such good names. You're so good at names.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I would say that of the different factions, probably the ones that steer heaviest away from the Orzhov and fight them at every turn. The Rakdos and the Gruul would be the ones that
Really?
look the least favorably. Both of them are chaotic by nature and don't fall very easily to the temptations that the Orzhov can put in front of them. Nor do they see their ways as a means to an end. They'd rather just see them end. But as with all the guilds, watch who you talk to, because some of them, even though the guild itself is at odds, some of them could be working for the Orzhov, some of them could be allied with them, some of them could be looking to change hands. But those are the two that you should talk to if you want to see something done with the Orzhov. One thing I will be quite clear on. The Gruul themselves, they don't have so much a base of operations. You can find the Rakdos mostly within the 10th district, sometimes parading around their dark entertainment. The Gruul, however, only ever show up when they are looking to destroy parts of the city. That is their whole modus operandi.
Not such a subtle weapon, eh?
No, the Gruul are not. The Rakdos, however, can be... They are subtle in their ways, but not so much in their entertainment. They do hide their goings-on quite well, but they... When someone is looking for their spectacle, they would rather you see it.
I hate asking you this question, but can you tell me more about Andros? What you know about them?
I have met him a few times. He is cunning. He finds pride in collecting those who are strong and exploiting their deepest weaknesses. It is a pastime that he does not hide, and thus I do not need to hide it from you. He, of the three, which, mind you, I know very little of the other counterpart. I have never seen him, nor have I heard of anyone who has. But of the two that I know, he is by far the crueler. And I think he would take that as a compliment, so once again, I will not hide it. As for his...
You've met him a few Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
No worries. As for his ambitions... I don't know that I can speak too much to it. But I know that he has contingency plans. If things go south for the Orzhov, he has ways to subvert them.
Support them as in who?
Subvert. Subvert.
Oh, subvert.
Subvert the...
Oh.
The downfall, if there is such a thing.
I'm saying this as player, Matt.
I know.
It'd be so great if I could pull the wish card
You could tempt fate. I have been waiting.
I'm just okay. Speaking as a player,
Yes.
I'm worried that others would get really upset if I started pulling cards.
I understand that fear. The one thing I will say is once a card is pulled, once that decision has been made, there is no going back. It does not matter how much you beg, plead, or otherwise try and get it to be reverted. If you pull one, you are stuck with it. I could very much understand how people would not like to be derailed at this point. That being said, you guys are at a high enough level that if it ended up that something really bad came about, you could probably deal with it, and in a fairly good time frame, I would think. Plus, you guys have a means to teleport now, which I think will help you be far more expedient. But that is completely your decision. Whether you do it even now is still your decision, and I will stick by it.
You gave the most chaotic item in all of D&D to the most chaotic character.
So, here's the thing. I gave the most chaotic D&D item to a party of individuals that I'm very much excited to see what happens with it. But you were the one who saw it first. That is what happened. I didn't give it to you. You found it.
Oh, that's so funny. That's true. Oh my gosh. Hmm.
But I couldn't be much happier with the outcome. Because it was very, what's the right word for that? I know there's a perfect one. Because it's not ironic, but and it kind of is, but...
Oh, what is the word for that? I can touch it.
I know, same here. So at least we both know what we're talking about. Poetic would be what that's what I would put as it. All right.
Okay, so I have one last question. Well, so he has ways to subvert the downfall if there is such. Of course he would. Dick.
Like I said, he's cunning.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure any and all of the Orzhov leaders have some way to subvert it. Even the Obsidian Council, I don't think that they'd bat an eye to running away, tucking their tails, and then eventually trying to find a way back to scheming and conniving and finding their way to the top again. But I know for a fact that he has ways.
Should I pull a card, Selay? Or should I wait?
She gives a wry smile to you. And you said wait for what?
Oh, wait, and just give it to the party.
I think that you should follow what you feel is right. Find the opportunity to be yourself.
Oh, can I do a check on this?
Of course you can. What check are
Would
you
it be
attempting? And what are
I
the
th-
precursors? What do you want to have happen if you roll a high number or a low number?
so here's my thinking: is that his alignment is in a battle right now.
Yep.
He is like super, very much wanting to pull a card out of this thing,
Yes.
but his mind and his heart, everything he's Soleil was very enticing with it. She made sense to him. So it's just a battle of his own wits right now.
All right. Well, I don't think there's
If
any.
it's a high,
Go ahead.
if it's a high, I'd say he does not pull a card. But if it is a low, he does pull a card.
I will leave it up to you. You can make it an intelligence saving throw, or you can make it a wisdom saving throw.
I think it'd be a wisdom.
That is what I think as well.
Let's do a wisdom check. Saving throw. Here we go, baby. Am I good to go?
You are good to go.
Oh my god. 25.
With the 25,
He does not
you resist
pick
the
a card.
urge, yes, to pull a card from the deck. That shows great restraint. And now it is up to you. Do you wish me to confiscate this and keep it in my safekeeping? Or,
No. I would like to hold on to this.
all right,
And when I'm ready, I'll tell the group,
she nods.
like you said.
Well, I would love to keep this chat going for as long as I could, but I think that that moment has passed.
There is one, this isn't a question. I just want to let you know about this.
Okay.
There's a certain Griffin delivery system,
The postal system.
Yes.
that I may or may not be the head of. So if you need anything shipped or delivered, please let me know.
She looks at you a little coyly. I'll take you up on that. And she gives a small peck to your trunk and then gets out of bed and starts getting dressed.
And I would like to also get dressed.
All right. As you both get dressed, she is the quicker of the two. She's had to do this a few times, you would imagine. Plus, she doesn't have quite as much gear as you do. She does have accoutrement, for sure. But she has had much practice with looking prim and proper. And she turns before she heads out of the room. Make sure everything's tidy before you leave, and don't take anything. I'll know. She smiles as she's saying this. More of a joke than anything else. But
You're the only worth. Oh my gosh. Where's my Vasool Riz? Where's my Vasool Riz? You would be the only thing worth taking, Slay. And that, can I give her a little butt tap?
Of course you can. And also, I would like a persuasion check from you. You can have advantage because she already likes you.
Yay!
Oh, I'm so bad at charisma.
I know. Oh, look at that though.
Is that a natural 20?
It sure is.
Yes.
As you do, as you say this and give her a little tap on her rump, you see her blush a little bit, and I've heard that from many people in my life. I don't know why it changes when I'm around you. And she heads out.
Torin.
I know.
Torin.
Oh, I'm in love with her.
Good.
That's Vasool says that too. Vasool says that out loud. He's like,
Good.
I'm in love with her.
Good.
Oh, he's got that natural 20 Riz.
He does. He does. With that,
Damn.
please get an inspiration.
Are you kidding?
No, of course. Of course you gain an
Monkey,
inspiration.
monkey. Ow.
Oh my gosh. That was so good, Torin.
Thank you. And yes, all of this 10th district stuff has been frickin' fantastic. So I'm just happy. So
Me too, buddy.
yes.
I'm thinking, well, damn, that was. Jeez Louise, that's what Vasool needed, though. I mean, this is exactly the kind of interaction that he needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, you made me think perhaps he does a card draw, this check every day
Okay.
for like a few days or something.
All
or
right.
whenever he's, being tempted.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. Have him take wisdom saves, and
Yeah.
you can decide when you want to use the inspiration, but just letting you know that is, if you ever hit a fail and you want to succeed, you can.
Oh, take
Or-
the inspiration.
Or if you kind of want to see how it plays out, that's the other way you could take it. But yes, of course, like always, this is your choice as a player and what your character's doing. So
I think it just makes sense for him.
yeah, it makes a ton of sense. And I think if you succeed enough on the wisdom saves, or if you eventually fail one, either way, that will probably, since you are looking at it as an alignment thing, that will tip your alignment to
I think so,
whichever.
too.
Yes, to whichever you are going more towards.
Like that's what I was thinking. I was like, if he succeeds, if he doesn't pull a card for like 5 times or something,
Exactly. Yeah. And after that 5th time, yes, I would be fine with
you
saying
change alignment.
yes, you can change alignment after that point.
And then that's when you tell the group, oh my god, Vasool, my baby boy,
I know.
growing up."
Everybody is doing story stuff now. Like, everybody's backstories are coming a little bit into play. And it's so close to the end of the campaign that it's like, oh, you guys, I love this, but you can't do anything about it.
I know.
Yeah, the only one who's getting anything done right now is Ezra, and it's loosely tied to her backstory, which actually the Demir have kind of made it not so loose anymore. They have information about Amandra and everything like that, but they want somebody specific out of the picture, and that would be Clint, who you all had that vision about when you were all at the entrance to the Astral Dreadnought fight.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah, and it will be rough if you decide to go after him.
I kind of want to.
I mean,
After what he did
I
to
think
Ezra.
everybody wants to. Anybody who, because he's already, like, they've already talked about possibly going after Clint, which is so crazy to me that Abraham is the only one who didn't have that experience with you all.
Which is crazy.
I know.
Which is crazy.
I know. And like everyone who even hears his name anymore, except for Abraham, has a visceral reaction. Like you cannot help but feel disgust and violation. Those are the two most like prominent things in your mind whenever that name is uttered now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
What a piece of shit.
yes, honestly. With that, I think we will wrap up that portion.
Sounds good,
Yes.
hombre.
Yes, but needless to say, when you guys all gathered, that is what you spoke about. Was what you guys were planning on doing afterwards, like after you leave. You're
after we leave the 10th district.
Yes, that you're most likely going to beeline for Amandra. And in the vein of doing so, probably dip and try and solve the little Clint fiasco as well.
Okay.
That's the thought, at least for now. So.
And so why are we talking to the Sphinx lady?
Because Snack had talked to her family about trying to possibly get someone to speak to, and that was the strings they could pull, is to get you in to talk to.
Damn, they pulled that many strings.
So we're pulling strings in multiple places, but this is the one that unraveled. Like, and that's one thing. Like, if you go back and watch Snack's video, he goes into detail how, like, that's a good and a bad thing, because it's good that she wants to talk to us, but it's bad that she thinks it's serious enough that she should talk to you.
She should talk to us.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Uh-huh. And that's
Okay,
where you're
that's
in.
kinda spooky.
Yep, you're in the
That's
end
kinda-
game now. So,
God, we barely survived Amandra. Right? That was the dragon?
no, Amandra is is Ezra's lover that she has wanted to go and get for a very long time now, that it was abducted by the Wraith, which is basically an alias for the Crow. You guys have already
The
figured that
crow,
out.
yeah. Yeah, the crow. Oh, Throwback Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Damn. Session 1.
I mean, not session 1, but real damn
It was-
close. Like, right after Cranko, that stuff was
Real
happening.
close. That's right. Cranko was first.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I remember that one
God,
distinctly,
boring.
because Cranko is the only one that the book has an actual, like, mission for. The rest of it is like,
Oh,
hey,
he
you
was
had
the
this
only
setting,
one, right?
and you can do what you want with it. And I'm like, oh, cool.
And you did.
I did, and I'm very happy with it now. When I started, I was like, give me something, come on. But no, I am very
You've
happy
done
with
so well,
with
though.
how it turned out. And like when I had the epiphany, like to be like, oh, yes, all dragons were basically decimated from this plane of existence, except one. And she is pissed. Like,
She is angry.
yeah. No, when I had that, I was like, "Yep, that's the way this is gonna go." Like,
Well, thank you, buddy.
Oh,
I don't want
yes.
to keep you on your Sunday night.
well, yes,
so-
I know you have to get ready for your little
I do. I gotta get fancy.
escapade as well. So, yes, be all fancy. Have some fun.
Whenever I'm asked to a masquerade ball, I'll let you know.
Ooh, you better.
And you can be my +1.
I would love that as long as I have money to do it.
That's true. Same.
Uh-huh.
Same. Times is
Yes.
tough.
Oh yeah, always.
I just bought a plane ticket to New Zealand for a conference, so I understand.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I understand.
Well, I will
Hopefully I'll get that money back.
stop the recording there.
Okie dokie, artichoke.